5:30 in the morning, starting day 62 on the Pacific Crest Trail. After the big climbs and descents of yesterday, the terrain map looks a little more friendly, so hoping to make some good miles today. Pulled into that campsite. It was breezy to start with, but then quieted down to very still. Have to stop today sometime and dry things out a little bit, or some condensation. But slept very well. Got up about 4:35 and made breakfast and coffee, packed up, and now we're walking along pretty close to the top of the mountain. We got some overcast skies today, so it'll be nice and cool, but I hope the sun comes out later to dry things. But we might get a really nice sunrise with the clouds. We'll see. This view is amazing when the sun's out, but not so today. just past 10 in the morning. Just finished our second break at West Branch of Bear Creek. We did 10.5 miles by 10 in the morning. And now we got to climb up before we level off. Progress is pretty good this morning. Trail hasn't been too bad. Treadway's good, plenty of water. And now we shall hike on until lunch. Yeah, so I got to a road crossing and there were a couple hikers here. It's a little early for the next break, but it all rounded out. So it's about noon. I just had my lunch and there's enough space here to spread things out and let them dry. They got a little damp last night. Sun's peeking through once in a while, so the drying process is going pretty well. So there's another spring in 2 miles. We've done about 14 so far by noon. This last climb was very steep. The hikers here were commenting it wasn't fun. But now we should have some bumpy downhill from here on out, so we can see how that goes. Yeah, so the hike's going well. If I've got 14 by noon, should be pretty easy to get to 25 today. We'll have to see how the campgrounds sort out based on distance. The ones that I saw really didn't line up. You had to go farther or shorter. So we'll see how that goes. If we're feeling good, we may go a little farther. But we should be able to do 20 by 3 o'clock and then decide what we're going to do from there. Okay, just took a little break back there to get some water because the last break spot didn't have it. The spring was 1/3 of the mile off trail, downhill. I had to climb back up. But I've been checking the Far Out app for this trail, and it looks like there's a campsite and a little spring 5.3 miles from here, which would put me at just over 20, maybe 21 for the day. And it'd be a little bit of an early stop. But the 26 miles after that are a burn zone. And while I'm sure there's water sources in there, camping is going to be difficult because burn zones are just powdery, horrible, dusty dirt from the burn, and there's a lot of widowmakers and dead trees. So I'm gonna pull up short of that and then try to hike the whole burn zone tomorrow. It's 26 miles and that'll put me in decent shape for getting to Christie with a 20-something mile day into Caribou Crossroads. So we'll see what this place looks like in a couple hours and pull up early. I guess the advantage is I can get some more rest. Sun came out for a second. It's kind of warm. Serenity Shuttle has landed. Trail mile 1,237. At a 21-mile day today, lots of climbing and descending. And I pulled up at this campsite here by a spring because right after this the burn zone starts, and camping is dicey in there unless you can find a little oasis of green trees. So I'm just going to set off tomorrow with the intention of making it through the burn zone of 26 miles and see if I can do it. It'll give me some motivation. Plus, I'm still thrown off by the time in town. We went to dinner late. I'm usually asleep by that time, so been trying to recover since, and I think I need a long night's sleep starting at about 6:30. So if I do that, then I ought to be energized and able to do it. I'm 50 miles from Christie, and she said she can pick me up just a little before where she was going to, which is actually in the town of Belden, or in the Belden Resort area. So I got 225s to do, or pull up a little short and just come in for breakfast. I've got enough food, I think, to pull that off, so we might do that. It really warmed up at the end of the day, and the sun on the tent is hot. So I'm kind of waiting for it to get a little less hot so I can do my bath and everything. So I went ahead and reversed the order of procedures. So I've cooked my dinner first. We actually are in a place that has manzanita. You can see one behind me, I believe. Yeah, fabulous. Well, it was a beautiful day with interesting scenery and flowers, and sometimes the overcast lighting makes it even more interesting. Certainly the sunrise was gorgeous on those clouds. So thanks for hiking with me, and remember, we're doing the impossible, and that makes us mighty.